All right, everybody, let's take a quick look at Module 10, for implementing evidence-based practices for students with autism spectrum disorders. And in Module 10, we are looking at communication skills. So you'll be reading Chapter 6 of our text, which focuses on communication and language, not only an overview of development, but also assessment and teaching strategies that go along with that. So it's a really great and important chapter, especially for students with autism, because we know communication and language skill deficits are generally a big part of working with our students. So first of all, let's click on our introduction to the module. And as you should know by now, this is where I basically introduce us to the topic and then also provide you with our learning outcomes for this module, as well as a general task list of what you need to do. So I'm going to just kind of go straight to that part and then leave you guys with your time to read through the rest of the page. But essentially, you're reading Chapter 6, and Chapter 6 is going to cross over this week, this module, actually just this module, sorry, next week's a work week. So on communication skills, I also want you to go through all the module pages and components. There is a study guide for you that aligns with the quiz, which is on the chapter. So it's on the textbook. The study guide really is just a way to kind of prompt you to think about certain questions and pieces of information. Make sure you try to gather that for the quiz. So I want you to complete the quiz on the chapter, and the quiz is due on Thursday night. And the reason that I do that, and I actually will add that date in there. The reason I do that is I want to make sure that you've read the material before you try to write a lesson plan about it. And I know with many of you, if I make the due date later, then you'll wait. You'll wait till it's due. So the purpose here is really to get you to dig into that text before you are meeting with your group to design a lesson plan to teach a communication skill, because I want you to use the information in the text to guide this process. I will have another video going over the group lesson plan for this module, so look ahead to that assignment page for that information. So that's the two main things you're doing as far as this module is concerned, and to have something completed. So the lesson plan will be due on Sunday, the end of the week. And that is, again, it's a group project. So you're working with your group on developing that lesson plan within Google Docs. And if you're not sure where to find any of that stuff, make sure you're reaching out and letting me know so I can get you connected. All right, then the other piece that I have here is really just a suggestion. And again, it's that since you've now read about the assessment processes for communication and language development for your students, I want you to take that opportunity that it's fresh in your mind, you just learned about it, to gather that data on your case study student regarding their language development and communication skills. There are a couple of really useful tools in this chapter to help you with that. So both of them are informal assessments that you can do as a teacher. One of them is a series of questions that you can ask someone who spends a lot of time with the students. So probably your best set of people to ask that would be a parent or guardian. But it could be that, maybe this case study student is not your student. So this could be questions you ask the teacher that works with the student a lot. But anyway, there's a series of questions there. You don't have to ask every single one, but it's certainly one that can guide you in your data collection process. It can give you an overview of the student's communication skills. The other one is a direct observation chart that you can use for data collection and it goes over the various ways that the student might be communicating in different types of settings and or types of communication intents. So if you have access to a student, like if you're teaching in person and you have opportunities to observe your student, I would highly, highly recommend you do this one. You can even do them both. Of course, if you don't have direct access to your student, this would obviously be harder. Or if you're working virtually, this might be a harder set of data to collect. So, ultimately, I'm not telling you you have to use it, but I would highly recommend it. Both of them will be, the questions as well as the direct observation sheet will be included as a link in the main module page for this module. So you are able to download those. I think they're both Word documents, so you can type in them directly. You'll also see the examples of them within your textbook. And then that's it for this module. All right, this module is designed for you to approach the week after spring break. And then module 11 will be a work week. So I wanted to give you guys time to get caught up, be working on your case studies. So make sure you're really taking the time to do that. I also know different districts have spring break at different times. So you may have to we have to be a little bit more flexible about when you're collecting data. So if you can't collect that communication data this week because you are all on spring break or something of that nature, then, during the work week might be a good week for you to do that, right? You know your own schedule. So take a look ahead as we are now at the midterm point and you are past the midterm point, and you definitely need to be thinking about how this class will rapidly finish up. So make sure you're making progress on your case study. I'm trying to embed like naturalistic opportunities for you to collect the observation and data collection on your student along the way, much like here. So make sure you're doing that. If you haven't started that by now, then you definitely need to get on it. And if you have questions, concerns, just let me know. I hope that you have a wonderful week and you really enjoy reading about and thinking about the communication skills of your students.